Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Monday, February 23rd, 2015. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Blue skies, white sandy beaches, and absolutely beautiful blue water out there in the Gulf of Thailand. It is a gorgeous day, nice cool breeze. Might have to go out for lunch today to the gazebo. Traders, remember this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator through the market opening preview series. And we do this every day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career in a fire rescue department out of the great state of Florida. Came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, it's 2015 and I'm still here. It's a great place to be. Traders, the nice thing about trading in Asia is you can trade all 3 sessions and still get a good night's rest. New York's cut a little short. New York's only about 2.5 hours, but you still get a good night's rest. It's really very convenient. Traders, I do trade the markets every single trading day. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm in a trade every day, but I do trade the markets every day. I'm watching charts, I'm listening to fundamentals, and I'm always on top of what's going on, looking for probabilities for entries and hopefully gaining some wins in my trades. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. That's enough about me. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most of all, traders, please don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, news and commentary. That's what's up next. And let's take a peek here. And we'll get a peek at what happened on Friday. So the Dow 30 closed up at 0.86%. The S&P 500 closed up at 0.61%. The NASDAQ closed up at 0.63%, with the Russell 2000 at 0.32%. All right, going over to the Eurozone, the DAX closed up 0.44%. The FTSE up 0.38%. The CAC 40 was down at 0.05%, barely down. And the Euro Stoxx 50 was in the green, barely at 0.07%. Let's come on over to my side of the world and let's see what's going on in Asia. These are countries that are currently trading, and the Nikkei 225 is presently positive 0.81%, with the S&P ASX 200 out of Sydney is positive 0.49%. Shanghai is closed today. The Hang Seng is negative 0.56%, and the Kospi is positive at 0.42%. News-wise, we have German IFO 90 minutes into the London Open, and that is the only high-impact data we have. In fact, the data for today is extremely low. Well, you're going to look at, all of us, are going to look at some charts. And when you take a look at some of these charts, don't be surprised. There were some nice charts, but trade setups for today were really hard to put together. It took me a very long time to get these trade setups put together. And this is part of the commentary, because what's happening is we're finding ourselves with daily charts at one level, and you're finding yourself with I trade the 1-hour chart at a different level, and you have to balance both of them together. So we're going to take a look at some 60-minute Forex charts. And of course, as always, we always start with the euro dollar. This is a euro dollar chart. If you just take a look at these wicks on these candles, I mean, just unbelievable. And there's a lot of pips there, folks. I mean, these are candles that have put out a lot of wicks. Oh, those big blue candles that you're seeing there, that was FOMC. I call it anti-Yellen, and I didn't come up with that. Somebody else did. I thought it was funny as heck, but FOMC Chairwoman Yellen was speaking, and Um, it, the euro dollar went through the roof because it was a dovish statement. So here we are now sitting at the 200 exponential moving average, and all I want to do is sell this. However, I don't want to sell it. I want to sell it at 1347. The reason for that is I want to get past the junk left of the chart. I don't want to trade that junk left of the chart. I don't want to be stuck in there because that's just going to bounce around, right? And then we have a nice clear open space all the way down to our profit at 1.1300, which is a nice trade. So we were looking at like a 40 pip, 38 pip trade, depending on where you get in. And if it works, it's going to work well. The problem is we got to get through this 200 exponential moving average, and it seems like it's holding pretty well. So this is one of these trades where we will have to wait for the London Open. Let's talk about the pound. The pound is pretty interesting lately. It's another really difficult trade here. It's above the 200. It's been above the 200 for a very long time. I expect it to bounce here, to tell you the truth. But the daily chart is right at resistance, where it's been rejected like over and over and over again. And I'm thinking this is going to get rejected again and head to the downside. So I put a trend line in here, and this is a valid trend line. It's got 3-touch trend line. So what is negative on this chart trade is if you take a look at these Bollinger Bands. They are closed. They are curled to the upside. They're basically looking at each other. You do not want to trade that. If you see Bollinger Bands like that, don't even think about taking the trade. There's no volatility in the market. There's no volume. There's nothing going on when Bollinger Bands are closed in like that. So we definitely have to wait for the London Open to take this trade. So because of the daily chart, and because if you look at this spatially, it's given us lower lows and lower highs, and I just think this is going to come down if it can break this trend line and the 200, which is going to be a task in itself. Or it's going to bounce to the upside and then just readjust and do a new trade plan and buy it. But the plan here is we want to see this come down. Let's take a look at the Aussie. The Aussie is in a really weird situation. It's bullish. I mean, look at them. It should hit this resistance area at the 78.45 area. And, now in Asia, like 3 hours ago was the time to enter this trade and take it down to the 200. Well, if you look at where my entry is, I'm looking to take this back up. Now, I put it at the 61.8 because why? I looked left at the chart and just look at that hog of mess over there. The other thing is, what if it comes down to the 38.2? Wouldn't that even be better? And then head back up. So I'd like to see this jolt down, jolt up again. So we've got like 5 hours before the London Open. So this is going to be a tricky trade also. This is not going to be an easy entry day. Once the currency pair makes its decision on its direction, we'll be okay. The issue is it's going to be entries. Entries are going to be tricky today. You're going to have to watch your charts. Keep going back and forth. If you trade the 15-minute, please just look at your 1 hour chart. I trade the 1 hour chart. I look at the daily and the 4 hour. Look at your higher time frames. See where support and resistance is at. Just keep an eye on your charts before you make some entries, okay? Don't chase price because you see a big red candle. It doesn't mean go short, right? We want price to come to us. I'd say probably 95% of my trades are pending orders. Folks, my pending orders can be only 4 pips away or 5 pips away, but they're pending orders. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. This has acted kind of different lately. Here's another one that's not going to be an easy one. It's below the 200 exponential moving average. And here we are. And I think this is heading down. The daily chart is bearish. So I think this is going to just continue to head down to the downside. I put a trend line in there. Now, that's only a 2-touch trend line, so I don't hold as much credibility to that. But as you can see, it's been rejected already, right? It's being rejected at this 1.4523. So we're going to have to watch that. And if you enter the trade, you want to make sure you're below that 61.8, right? You don't enter at that 45.23. You want to be below the 618 and a closed candle below it, because what if it bounces at the 618? So make sure you're below the 618, and then we're going to enter it. And then we'll just take it down to like 44. If you can get it down lower to like 44.07 or 06, that would be great. Other than that, we're going to head down to 44.41. So like I was saying, if you can get down to like 36 or 35, that would be nice. I don't know if we're going to be able to get down that low. But it's the 23.6. And again, look left of the chart. There's junk there, and just get out of the trade. Take your pips and run. But this will be a challenge also. Here's a euro yen, folks. This has just been non-productive, except for FOMC's blue candles there. So it's been non-productive. This euro yen has been pretty sideways for a long time. I'm really not sure which way I'm doing, which way this is headed. I took my bias off the daily chart. But if you take a look, I put a trend line in there, and this just looks like an ascending wedge to me. And I think if it breaks this trend line, I think this is going to just tank. I think this is going to head on down. There's surely nothing positive, fundamental-wise, for the euro to go up. So I'm all about the yen. So we'll see if it breaks it. But it's got to break that 200. We don't want to enter before it breaks and closes below the 200. And then just sell it. Put a tight stop. You can see why my stop is at 135.38. And sell this thing. Just sell it, sell it, sell it. This New Zealand dollar has been bullish lately. I was talking about it last week. I thought it was in a change of trend mode. At this point, I would continue that statement, except that if you take a look at all these candles, which is probably 3 days worth of candles here, and we're sideways. And unfortunately, it's sideways on the daily chart. So I'm not willing to do anything at the moment. The trade was 2 hours ago, right? And of course it's 2 candles ago. But who wants to trade before Asia opens, right? So you're not gonna take this trade. This is a London Open trade, and it's a very small trade. I mean, basically, you want this to come back down to support, and you can see that support line, and prices reacted to it, and we'll take this up. If it goes up to the trend line, and you want to counter trend it to the downside, that's a perfectly good trade. But I'd rather take it to the upside myself. So we just have to take a look, take a look at the London Open and see what happens with the New Zealand dollar, and we'll see how that goes. But I did say last week that I thought it was in a change of trend, and it is now bullish. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining me today. And remember, we bring this to you every single day before the London Open. Traders, coming to you from sunny Thailand. Take care. Have a great trading day. Remember to trade smart, not hard. Traders, till tomorrow, have a great one. See ya. Bye-bye.